Chosen one, do you feel it? Don't you? Something in the air, a silent calling that doesn't come from anyone's mouth, but vibrates within you as if the entire universe is whispering your name. That feeling that something is about to happen, something big, something that cannot be ignored. But be warned, chosen one. When the divine sign appears, you won't have time to think. You will have to act, fast, without hesitation. This is the secret few know. Spiritual forces do not operate on human time. They follow divine time, and divine time is perfect, but it waits for no one. Many live their lives trapped in doubt. What does this mean? Could this really be a sign? What if it's just a coincidence? And in that hesitation, they miss the portal, they miss the moment, they miss the blessing. But you won't. You're being warned because you're one of the chosen, and the chosen are not called to live an ordinary life. They are called to perceive the invisible, to hear the inaudible, to feel what no one else feels. And when that spiritual key manifests before you, there is only one possible response: obedience. Yes, immediate obedience. Even if the sign comes disguised as chaos, even if the instruction seems absurd, even if the calling leads you down a path where others see only darkness. Because God does not speak to the ego, He speaks to the spirit. And only those who are awake can understand. Have you noticed? Many of the biggest changes in your life happened after a strange coincidence. A person who appears out of nowhere, a number that keeps repeating, a dream that comes back night after night, or a feeling that burns inside and won't go away. These are the codes, these are the signs, but you must be sensitive, because the sign doesn't shout, it whispers, and those with a noisy soul won't hear it. Now listen closely. Heavenly forces are in motion, cycles are changing, and the chosen are being positioned. This means you may be pushed into a decision that makes no sense to the mind, but if obeyed, will unlock something that has been locked for years. Maybe you need to leave someone. Maybe you need to say a yes that terrifies you, or a no that sets you free. Maybe you need to move to another city, change your job, or shift your path. Or maybe everything on the outside stays the same. But your spirit will know a new time has begun, but only if you act. The sign will not come the same way twice. It changes. It hides. If you ignore it, the window closes. And don't be fooled. The spiritual realm is watching. What you do when the sign appears defines what you are ready to receive. So in this exact moment, pause, breathe, feel. Something is trying to reach you. Don't rationalize. Feel. Intuition is the language of angels, and your intuition is already speaking. Now it's you who must obey. But remember, divine signs don't always appear clearly. Sometimes they come through discomfort, that sudden anxiety that comes from nowhere, that uncontrollable urge to change everything, or even that unexpected ending, which is actually a disguised beginning. You must understand this. God works behind the scenes, and the signs are clues scattered along the path. But only those with spiritual eyes can see, and only those with sacred courage can act without a guarantee. You weren't called to walk by safety. You were called to walk by faith. Faith that sees in the dark. Faith that obeys before understanding. Faith that recognizes something greater is working behind the scenes of reality. And yes, it's scary. It's uncomfortable to leave the known zone. It's painful to cut ties that bind you. It's frightening to let go of control. But that's exactly where the miracle happens. You cannot remain the same after receiving a sign. You can't stay in the same place after hearing the voice. You can no longer pretend you don't know, because now you know, and that makes you responsible. Responsible for your transformation, responsible for your evolution, responsible for saying yes to your destiny. Do you know why? Because there are people who will only wake up when you awaken. There are lives that will only align when you obey. The world needs your obedience, and heaven is in expectation. What would you do if you knew that everything you hope for depends on a single decision? One action, one step. The universe has already prepared everything, but it's waiting for you to give the command, and the spiritual command is given through action. Quick action, bold action, directed action. You don't need to understand everything, you just need to feel and obey. Because when the sign appears, it's God saying, now is the time. Go. And heaven's go does not accept earth's wait. Look back. How many times did you feel you should have done something, but hesitated? How many opportunities passed? How many doors closed? How many warnings did you ignore? Now time is different. You are no longer on the same level you were before. You were trained in pain, forged in rejection, purified in tears. And today, you are stronger, more mature, more awake. So the sign that comes will be clearer, more intense, and more definitive. You can no longer afford to hesitate. A chosen one who hesitates misses divine timing. And those who miss the timing delay the purpose. Heaven is calling you. Life is pressing you. And your spirit is already restless. Something inside you is screaming for change. You no longer fit in the old. Not with people, not with places, not with limiting thoughts. Do you know why? Because you are being prepared for something greater, something that requires a bolder version of you, more intuitive, more obedient. But what will define whether you enter this new level is your ability to act fast when the sign appears. Don't overthink it. Don't ask too many questions. Don't seek advice from those who don't carry your destiny. Simply obey. The reward will come. The clarity will come. The confirmation will come. But first, God wants to see your courage. So when you feel the shiver, when the number repeats, when the message comes in a dream, when the encounter seems too coincidental, pause, breathe, and ask, is it now, Lord? If the answer is yes, then go all in. No turning back, no plan B. Because God's plan A is perfect, and you are part of it. You are not hearing this message by accident. This message didn't fall into your lap for no reason. It was God who brought you here, to prepare you, to awaken you, to arm you spiritually. And now that you've heard it, you cannot go back to a sleep mode. You are being called. The divine sign will come, and you already know what you must do. Have you ever noticed that some people simply can't see? They go through life distracted, numb, chasing crumbs while ignoring the spiritual gold shining right in front of their eyes. But you're not one of those people. You are chosen. And that means you were born with a spiritual password, a frequency, a key that vibrates when heaven wants to speak to you. That password is what activates the signs, and only those who are truly awake can perceive them. For everyone else, everything just passes them by. But not for you. For you, a simple phrase on a billboard can be a divine code. A word from a stranger may be a hidden message. A song that suddenly plays may carry exactly the answer your spirit was searching for. And the more aligned you are with that frequency, the clearer the communication becomes. But here's the truth that few dare to say. The signs aren't sent to comfort you. They're sent to direct you. In other words, when God sends a sign, He's not just showing you something. He's expecting you to do something. Signs without action are wasted. They're buried treasures, unactivated codes. And that's dangerous because each sign has a time, a spiritual window, a moment of open portal where everything can change, but it only changes if you act. Can you feel the weight of that? That sense of urgency that won't let you rest? It's your spirit telling you that time is running short. Now, more than ever, you need to know how to distinguish between three things. What is a distraction? What is an illusion? And what is a divine sign? Because the enemy is clever. He knows you're spiritually sensitive, and that's why he tries to confuse you. He'll show you false signs to divert your focus. People who seem enlightened but are traps. Opportunities that look like answered prayers but are actually tests of your character. That's why the true sign always comes with peace in your spirit, even if it brings external discomfort. And it will always demand a real surrender from you. If it's too easy, be suspicious. If it only feeds your ego, be careful. But if it challenges you, pushes you into the unknown, calls you toward the invisible, then yes, that could be him. Because the true sign almost always comes wrapped in fear. Not because God wants to scare you, but because he's calling you to a level your mind hasn't reached yet. And that's why you need to act fast. Because if you overthink, you freeze. If you ask too many people, you hesitate. And the time of the blessing passes. Spiritual time does not wait for your logic. It responds to your faith. Remember Abraham. God said, "Leave your land, your relatives, and go to the place I will show you." He didn't give him a map, no guarantee, no explanation of the ending, but Abraham went. And because of that, he became the father of faith. That's what this is about. A faith that moves when the sign appears, even without knowing it all. An obedience that honors the calling, even with tears in your eyes. It's about you saying yes before you even know where you're going. Because you know where the call is coming from, straight from the throne. And if the call came from there, then the path will also be sustained from there. But there's a detail. The sign will appear again, and it will be clearer, more intense, more demanding. You are being tested to see if you're ready. The doubt that paralyzes you no longer serves you. The waiting that numbs you no longer works. The time for seeing to believe is over. Now it's time to believe to see. And deep down, you know this. You've had visions. You've had recurring dreams. You've felt unexplainable pressure. You've had encounters that felt arranged by the spiritual realm. And still, you hesitate. But listen, hesitation is the greatest thief of destiny. Many chosen ones were not rejected by hell, but by themselves. They rejected their own calling because they were afraid to act. And that fear, it's what you must break today. Breathe deeply. Now it's just between you and God. It's not about what others will think. It's not about who will support you. It's about obeying the one who created you, who formed you in the womb, who already wrote all your days in the book of eternity. You have one day to align, one day to prepare, one day to decide that you'll obey quickly when the sign appears. This isn't about religion. It's not about doctrine. It's about a direct relationship with the Most High, about spiritual sensitivity, about real connection. The sign is coming, but only those in tune will receive it. And you're being tuned right now. Your spirit is being adjusted to pick up messages others will ignore. And the only question heaven asks you today is, when I send the next sign, will you obey quickly, or will you hide behind fear once again? You must understand, immediate obedience unlocks portals that would stay closed for years. There are things you've been asking for a long time. Answers you've been screaming in silence while no one listens. Paths that always seem to lead you back to the same place. And all of that has a reason. Heaven was waiting for your movement. God doesn't want religiosity. He wants partnership. It's not enough to recognize the sign. You must move with it. The spiritual realm does not respond to titles. It responds to action. And when you act in faith, even without resources, without support, without knowing the outcome, you move angels, you move dimensions, you activate ancient codes that were dormant within you. Yes, you carry keys. Yes, you have access to the invisible. But it all depends on your willingness to respond. Because the signs don't come back the same. Each time you ignore calling, it returns with less intensity, until one day, it falls silent, and in that silence, many get lost. They think God abandoned them, when in fact, they stopped listening. But you still have time. Time is short, but there's still time. Have you noticed how things are speeding up? How the cycles are shorter, the days more intense, the dreams more vivid? It's not a coincidence. It's because we're at a decisive point, and the chosen ones are being summoned. Maybe you're experiencing physical signs, heavy shoulders, unusual sleepiness, sudden chills, unexplained restlessness. Or emotional signs, feeling distant from people who once mattered. Desire to start over, a deep longing to isolate and listen to your own soul. Or even spiritual signs, words that repeat in different places, numbers that appear in sequence, a feeling of being watched by something higher. These are called heavenly alerts, and when they become frequent, it means the time to act has come. The spiritual clock is ticking, the portal is open, but the decision is yours. And maybe the biggest test you face right now is the test of courage. The courage to say yes without understanding. The courage to let go of what holds you back. The courage to be faithful to a calling that no one else sees. Here's the secret few will tell you. Quick obedience always precedes divine provision. Don't wait to have everything before you begin. Begin, and then everything will come. That's how God works with the chosen. First, He sends the sign, then He tests your response. Only then does He release the rest. You don't need guarantees. You need faith. You need discernment. And above all, you need action. Close your eyes now. Breathe. Feel what's vibrating inside you. That restlessness, that energy, that frequency. That is the sign. And maybe you don't even know how. But something inside you has already decided that this time, it will be different. You will obey quickly. You will trust in the unseen. You will honor the calling that's engraved in your spiritual DNA. Because when you say yes from the heart, the entire universe aligns with your destiny. Have you ever noticed how, whenever you're about to obey a sign, something tries to distract you? It's not a coincidence. It's interference. Invisible but very real forces operate in silence to prevent the chosen ones from fulfilling their purpose. They know who you are. They know your potential. They know that if you obey, things that have been locked in the spiritual realm will be released, and that threatens everything they've been trying to control. These forces are not afraid of people who watch spiritual videos. They're afraid of those who act after watching them. You are dangerous to the spiritual system of darkness. Yes, you who are feeling that chill down your spine right now. You who can no longer ignore what you feel. You who know deep down that you were born for something much greater than the role you were taught to play. And that's why every time the divine sign appears, these forces try to interfere, disguised as distractions, fatigue, confusion, fear, or even logic. They try to convince you that you're imagining things. They try to make you believe it's all just coincidence. They whisper thoughts of doubt to extinguish the light that has already begun to ignite inside you. But here's a raw truth. Doubt is an ancient weapon used to silence giants, and if you let it win, you'll repeat the same cycle again. Feel the calling, hesitate, procrastinate, miss the opportunity, regret. How many times has that happened to you? How many times did you know exactly what you had to do and still stood still? That can't happen again, not with you, not in this moment. Because now, what's at stake isn't just your destiny, but the destiny of many who depend on your yes. Yes, you are a key piece in the awakening of others. You are a link, a connection point between worlds. Your obedience will echo in the lives of people you haven't even met yet. With every decision you make in the direction of the divine, darkness loses territory. That's why it attacks your mind so hard. Because if they can control your thoughts, they control your actions. And if they control your actions, they stop your evolution. But here is the key. No hidden force is stronger than a chosen one who is awake. When you decide to obey, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not lack, not other people's opinions, not unseen forces. Because what's inside you is sacred, and what is sacred cannot be stolen. Your calling is greater than your trauma, greater than your mistakes, greater than your past. And even if you've ignored signs before, today is different. Today you're conscious. Today you know what to do. Don't wait for a bigger sign. It's already here. Right now, in this moment, in this message that did not arrive by chance. God does not awaken you for nothing. He awakens you because the time has come. You have 24 hours, one cycle, one chance. Act, break free, shatter what needs to be broken, activate what needs to be activated. And above all, protect your mind, because that's where the battle is being fought. Don't think your fight is only against what you can see. What's truly at stake is invisible territory. Yes, your battle is being fought in the spiritual realm, where evil forces try to maintain control over your life. They don't want you to awaken, because once you do, your power will be unstoppable. When you decide to act, you activate a power that cannot be stopped. But before you act, you must understand. Now, what you need to realize is that every divine sign that appears in your life is not a coincidence. Every small detail, every change in your routine, every unexplained urge to try something new, it's all orchestrated. Your life isn't just a string of random events. Every part of it is part of a grand cosmic movement. And you, yes, you, are the main character in this play. Darkness wants to keep you off stage, because once you step in, it loses power. That's where the concept of immediate decision comes in. You know that moment when the sign appears and you feel an urge to act? That is the divine moment. Don't wait any longer. Don't hesitate. Don't let fear or distractions make you question that this urge was sent for a higher reason. Now is the time. This moment is unique, and only by acting will you see spiritual doors begin to open before you. God speaks to you daily through signs. They are divine flashes, clues, marks, and when noticed, they can completely shift your path. But the problem is, most of the chosen ignore those signs. They think it's all just coincidence or fleeting emotion, and that is exactly what the forces of darkness want. For you to ignore the signs, to doubt your intuition, to remain still. Do you think it's by chance that you're here, reading or watching this now? This is another sign. I know the fear starts to grow. I know the doubts try to creep in and ask, am I really ready to act like this without knowing what's going to happen? But remember one thing, those who are led by God cannot fail. Immediate action is the key. Don't let the fear of making a mistake paralyze you. Action is the first victory, the first step to breaking through the forces of doubt. And remember, acting doesn't mean everything will be easy. You might face hardships along the way, be tested in unexpected ways. But when you act in response to the divine calling, something greater moves in your favor. Closed doors begin to open. The energy of the universe aligns with your mission. You are not alone, not even for a moment. Divine forces surround you. Angels protect you. The light is guiding you with every step toward your destiny. So let me ask you one more time. Will you ignore this opportunity in front of you? Or will you act now? The life of the chosen was never meant to be easy, but it was always meant to be powerful. And what awaits you once you decide to act is far greater than any fear you may feel. When the sign comes again, you'll know what to do. And when you act, it will be like a wave of light wiping out the shadows. You will be unstoppable. Because when the divine speaks, it's time to act. Did you feel the urgency in the air? The universe is calling you into a new cycle, a new beginning, and the time for hesitation is over. What you do now will determine the frequency you emit to the cosmos. What you do now will directly reflect in your divine mission. The decision is yours. Are you ready to take the final step? Many times, the greatest obstacle you face is not the world outside, but what's inside of you. It's the doubts, the insecurities, even the ego trying to keep you stuck in the old cycle. But believe this, when you make a decision, when you act with an open heart and a mind focused on the sacred, the cosmic forces work in your favor. Nothing can stop someone with a determined heart. Now, what you need to understand is that action is not just a simple move. The action you're about to take is the impulse that moves the universe. It creates a wave of change that reverberates through all dimensions. When you act with pure intention, you align yourself with the cosmos in a unique and powerful way. Imagine for a moment that you're about to activate a secret key that will open doors to a new world. That world is yours, but you need the courage to go beyond what your eyes can see. What lies beyond the door cannot be described in words. It can only be experienced. You're standing before a portal of transformation. To walk through it, thinking isn't enough. You must act. The divine sign that appeared before you was not by chance. It is the beginning of a transformative journey where your mission will expand beyond what you ever imagined possible. You have a purpose, and it is magnificent. You were called for this moment, for this decision, and this is the time to fulfill what was written for you before you were even born. Don't underestimate your strength. You are the key to unlocking a new future, not only for yourself, but for those who cross your path. With your action, what once seemed unreachable will begin to materialize before your eyes. You are destined to be a beacon for those in the dark. You were chosen, but now the choice is yours. Don't let human limitations stop you from living the extraordinary. The courage you need is already inside you. You are capable of moving mountains. You were made for great things. Every action you take echoes across generations. The world is waiting for your decision. When you take the first step, the universe responds, and the doors begin to open. And as you walk through them, you're not just entering a new path, you're creating a new reality. Every step is a declaration that you are ready to manifest your divine destiny. With every decision, the universe aligns to ensure you're headed in the right direction. You know this. You feel it in your soul. What you're feeling is real. It's the divine calling manifesting itself. The purpose for which you were created is no coincidence. It's being revealed now, and you have the power to accept it. So don't wait any longer. The time to act is now. And every second lost is a second your purpose slips further away. With every hesitation, with every delay, darkness tries to steer you away from the path you were born to walk. But now, only now, can you break the chains and launch yourself into your destiny. Every second you hesitate, a new opportunity for transformation fades. Time waits for no one, and the world won't stop for you to decide. You must act, and act with the certainty that each step is being guided by higher forces. You're not alone. The entire universe is conspiring in your favor, waiting for you to take the first step. You can feel the power of decision in your hands. It is unlike anything else. It gives you freedom. It gives you power, the power to change, to act, to make a difference, to light up the lives of many. You don't know the impact you will have, but the universe does, and it's waiting for your decision. With your obedience, the impossible begins to become reality, and the magic begins to happen. Do not fear transformation. Do not fear the unknown. You were made for this. Your evolution begins with the courage to act. Now you must act with confidence. Do not look to the sides. Do not listen to the voices that want to discourage you. Don't listen to those who say, "Wait, think more." Take your time. The time is now. And most importantly, today's action, this small movement, is the start of something much greater. Can you feel it? It's the echo of spiritual forces aligning with your purpose. Every step you take, every action in the direction of the divine, strengthens the greater plan. And there's no turning back. You are in motion, and there is no force in the universe that can stop you. Remember, the choices you make are not just about what you want. They're about what you need to do to fulfill your mission. When you act with faith, with conviction, with courage, you activate the greatest spiritual powers around you. And your journey becomes a lighthouse of light to all those around you. What you're about to do might seem small to the world, but to the universe, it is immense. Don't be afraid to take the next step. Don't be afraid to live in alignment with your true essence. True freedom comes from acting according to who you truly are, without fear, without doubt. Now, more than ever, the time to act is now. What you decide today will change the course of your life. And remember, you are closer than you think. We have reached the end of an intense journey, and now, everything you have learned and experienced comes down to a single moment. The moment of final action. The moment to make it happen. You are faced with the most important choice of your life, and what you do from this point on will determine the course of your destiny. What you do now will be the reflection of who you truly are. The truth is, you are no longer in the same place. With each passing second, you are closer to transformation, closer to fulfilling the purpose entrusted to you. You were chosen for this moment, and now it's time to take the next step. There's no more time for hesitation. Now is the time to act. Your mission is clear, and in your hands, you hold the key that opens the portal to an abundant and divine future. You were prepared for this moment since before you were born. The signs were there all along, and now you are finally ready to understand them and to move forward. The entire universe is conspiring in your favor, waiting for your action. But action is not just an act. It is an affirmation of faith, a confirmation that you are aligned with the divine. When you act, you are not only moving the world around you, but also transforming your own energy, your own essence, elevating it to a higher vibrational level. What you do now will create your future reality. This is a moment of radical decision. What you choose to do now defines everything that will come after. Every choice you make today echoes into the future and into the world around you. When you act with courage, with faith, and with truth, you open invisible paths, connect distant dimensions, and create a reality that reflects your highest essence. Do not let fear or doubt rule your heart. Fear is the only thing that can keep you from achieving the extraordinary. But you are no longer a prisoner of fear. You are free. The universe chose you to be great. And when you act, when you step into this new path, what once seemed impossible will begin to become possible. You must understand, at this crucial moment, that the action you take now is not about you. It's not about your ego. It's not about your desires. It's about fulfilling your greater purpose, about making a difference, about being the spiritual leader you were called to be. The universe is aligned with you, and if you act now, the energy of the cosmos will be activated, guiding you towards success, abundance, and spiritual fulfillment. You know what must be done. You feel this urgency in your soul. No matter the adversities, no matter what the world says, you were chosen, and your mission is greater than any obstacle. Now is the time to take the final step, to take control of your life and open the doors that stand before you. So, if you are ready, if you've already made your decision, then take that step. Don't look back. The spiritual journey has no return. What begins now is something that will never again be interrupted. Every action you take creates a wave of energy that expands and reverberates across all dimensions. And when you act, the most incredible thing will happen. Your world will align with your mission. The doors that were closed will open. What once seemed like a maze will now become a lit path. You will be on the right track, the path you were called to walk. Now, at the end of all this, I want you to remember one thing. You are special. You are a divine being, chosen for great things, and the entire universe is working for you to fulfill what you came here to do. What lies ahead is the next level of your evolution. What lies ahead is the greatest achievement of your life. Now, what you do next is of utmost importance. Action is power. By acting, you are activating forces beyond what the eyes can see. And remember, it doesn't matter what others think or say. What matters is what you know to be true within yourself. And now, more than ever, your truth is crying out to be lived. Be bold, be brave, be great, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave your like and share this video with others who also need to hear this urgent message. Together, we can create a wave of transformation that reaches every corner of the world. The time to act is now.